Okay guys, so now let's move to question 3.1, and the question reads as follows. Determine the gradient of line AC. Okay, so first thing first, are you able to see the line of AC there? This is the line of AC. So what other information have we got in relation to AC? We've got BD. Obviously, we know BD, line BD, is perpendicular to line AC. Okay, guys, so I'll try by all means to be as low as possible, and most importantly, try by all means to get straight to the point. Okay, so take this as tip number 1. The thing is, I've already noticed how to solve this question, but I'm just thinking of how to make it easy, such that before you even start with the questions, before you even start with answering the question, you already know exactly how to solve this question. Okay, so regard this as tip 1. The gradient of m1 times the gradient m2, that's equals to -1. So I just want you guys to always know this formula, especially when it comes to this chapter. Always know that the product of the gradient of lines which are perpendicular to each other is equals to -1. So in short, what I'm saying is these two lines B, D, and AC are perpendicular to each other, isn't it? Because of that 90 degrees that forms there. So what this formula means is that the gradient, remember M refers to the gradient. So the gradient of AC multiplied by the gradient of BD is equals to -1. So that's what basically this formula means. So obviously guys, I can easily find the gradient of BD from that formula, because this is the formula for the straight line of for that segment BD. So I can just rewrite that formula in the standard form, and I'll easily know what is the gradient of BD. From there, I can use that gradient to substitute into this formula and calculate for the gradient of AC. So that's how basically you will solve this question. I'm not sure if so far it makes sense. The thing is, sometimes if you find some questions very much easy, you tend to forget some of the crucial information that is worth mentioning. But I think I've actually mentioned all that is important with regards to this question. You just need to make sure that you understand and you're also familiar with, for example, this formula. This is a formula that you should know by now. So it's no surprise to you that we've got a formula looking like this one. So it's just a matter of you understanding how to apply these formulas and use them to solve questions based on the given diagrams. So what I'm going to do now is to rewrite that formula in the standard form, use the gradient from that formula, substitute into this formula, and calculate the gradient of AC. So let's see, we've got the formula for that segment as 2y plus x. So the next step is to rewrite this equation in the standard form. So we have y, which is equals to, you move x to the other side of the equal sign, it changes a sign, you've got 18, which is plus 18, but remember this was 2y, so you divide it by 2 so that you just remain with y. So you divide everything by 2. You therefore have y is equals to minus 1 over 2x plus 9. So this is the standard form for equation or for the straight line equation of BD. So you can now make use of this gradient and substitute on that formula and calculate the gradient of AC. So let's see. You've got m of AC, which is what you're calculating, multiplied by m of BD. Remember, m refers to the gradient. So the gradient of BD, we just calculated its negative half, which is equals to minus 1. Therefore, the gradient of AC is equals to, it's actually negative 1 divided by negative half. You can either choose to do it by substituting on your calculator, or easily multiplying 1 by 2, you divide by a negative sign and you get positive 2 as the gradient of line or segment AC. So this is your final answer. And of course, the most important part, remember this question was allocated 2 marks. So it seems like it was a very long question, but it wasn't. If I was writing this exam, I would have done it in just 3 steps. And where you score your marks, it's at this stage where you've given us the standard formula for that segment or for that line of BD. And then obviously the last mark, you get it on your final answer. So that's how you score 2 marks for this question. Let me see. Okay, I think we are now ready to move to question 3.2. So just do a separate video for question 3.2.